Hey, what's going on, everybody? Dave back again, and yes, I know I've been a little bit lazy this week. Not lazy, just kind of burned because of work and everything, but I finally have her all done and ready to review for you. And this is compliments of Newtypebuilds.com, and it is the Gundam XX. I do have to say this was an enjoyable build. I have a lot of the delays are actually caused by a friend of mine, which got me turned on to a couple of new anime series, or not new, but and unfortunately they're only in Japanese, and well, there's a lot of reading, and when you get really involved in a story and you're reading a lot, you don't build a lot. So but other than that, I was really happy to get this all done. I have a bunch of stuff coming up for you guys, a bunch of unboxings, and then I'll start uploading the builds, so stay tuned for that. A lot of exciting stuff. And I do have to say, you'll see this little pile that's over here. These are all your leftover parts that are not used, because part of the frame and the runners are from the X, so these can just go into your bin stash for later on. Most of these are for the feet and ankles, which can always come in handy for other kits later on. I did not try and see if any of these are swappable, though I will show you. You really don't want to, because this is an improved version. So what I'm going to do is zoom you guys in, do our usual make sure the camera's not being all clicky or anything. So I'm going to start off with the head, because, well, it's the head and it's probably my most irritating part. I do have to say, I was kind of disappointed with the head. It's not horrible. The connection point is very high grade-ish. This V-fin does not want to stay in to save its life. While I was building it up and doing things like that, it's just very, very wiggly. So be cautious of that. If you're bumping it, things like that, it will come off. It is an interesting face design. Every time I look at this, I think it should be like painted black, like either reverse sideburns or cat whiskers or something like that. But I do like the design. The details are really good. You can see the vents, and you've got the Vulcans up here. Of course, I do have the decals on there. That's why they're showing up so well. You've got the back camera back here with some vents here. And so the head was the only disappointment that I've had with the kit so far. Just to make that clear and get it out of the way. One thing I am a little concerned with is on these sections here, these the round pieces, they actually slide into the other. So if you're painting it, it might be a hindrance. You might have to pop them out from the back side. So just be cautious of that. You've got the hatch that opens up, and you can see the pilot that's up inside. That is another piece that is a little finicky. If you're a little too rough with it, it will pop off. I do love the chest design. I would suggest, if you're painting it, definitely do like a silver or something underneath to make that honeycomb effect really pop out. I don't know if you guys can see it or not in camera. You've got your vents. Shoulders, you actually get a lot of articulation. You get the swing out this way, but you can also kind of pivot it out. I mean, not that I think you can get the shoulder to do that much articulation, but it gives you both some up and down and some good forward, back, and around. So it should give you some good mobility, and then it does kind of click into place there. One of the things that I did notice with this, just like with the I'm looking around for it. The dark matter, this peg is longer than the shoulder joint in here, so it sticks out. This does a decent job of capturing the shoulder piece, but you still are going to have a gap of about that much in between this this part and where that goes, so be cautious of that. But you can actually see here where you can trim that clean, just like I did with the dark matter, and then that will sit flush and you won't have a problem with that shoulder piece coming loose. Back is very plain. You've just I didn't panel line anything back here. You only get a little bit of movement in this section, but not very much. For the neck, you get some chicken neck going on, but you can see how small that peg is, and I'm going to pop that on and just look how loose that is. So one of the things, there's no polycap or anything that goes into the head, so one of the things I would suggest is kind of taking some sandpaper and roughing up this ball. I wouldn't try and remove any material, but I would try and rough up that ball to give it a little more grip on the head. Talking about shoulders, so here we are with this. Of course, you've got pivot part here. You get this section that folds up, slides up, and then your cannon will slide into there for stability from the backpack. And of course, you got the decal, but underneath that, I believe, if I remember correctly, is a clear piece. So good stuff with that. With the arms, you get full rotation up here. You get a good double bend on that. You get connection points on the back of the arms for the shield, so it can go on either side. You do get these are movable with the hands, but they're loose, so they're a little funky, so keep watch on that. The hands are high grade-ish. I didn't clip everything up off the runner, but here are your other hands that you can put on there. I just put generic hands on there for now. You get the satellite system that opens up here, so you get these vents. I kind of really like that, but they're all connected, so you don't have to go in there and fidget with them. Moving our way down to the waist, you get the front skirts. Now I have put the decals on here, and let me say, this was really plain without the splash of color from the decals. So I'm glad that I did end up putting that on there for you guys. But for the front skirts, you get some good mobility in there. Back skirt, you get a little bit, but not a whole lot. You get that folds down, and you can put your shield in there, and I'll show you guys that once it's built up, but you can put your shield in. I'll do it now just in case I forget. You can put your shield in like so, and you can stick your rifle on just like so. It would help if that had been in focus in camera. Anyway, so there's that. Fold that back up. Now, one of the cool features that I do like is, and then in here you do not get any pivoting or like you do with a lot of the master grades. It's just a solid joint in there. With the side skirts, I do like these are posable, like you can move them around. But these come out, and then the beam weapons, which I actually haven't clipped off the runner, go in there. But I really like the design of that. It's gnarly. and then kind of clips in like that. So moving our way down the legs, you got your hip joint here. You get a bend up here, and you get another bend down there, and then you get knee separation. You get your vents on here. Again, I did do some lining, and I stuck the stickers on there. Very just plain without any decals on there. You do get good movement in the upper ankle, and then good movement in the bottom ankle. You do get a piston effect up here, if you guys can see in there. So you get good mobility with that. And this is why they swapped out the bottom of the feet with the other, because you actually get verners that are in the bottom down here. On the outside of the leg, you get a verner over here. You get the vent system over here. And again, for the satellite system, you get that folds open. And you get some decent detail on the inside of there. All in all, I have to say I'm really pleased with this. Now this will look best on a action display stand, and I will throw it on one for the final shots for you guys. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. Now for the shield, I'm not a big fan with most kits having shields, but you know, this one's not bad. It's a unique design. You have a handle down here, so you can either have him hold it by the handle, or you can mount it on there, either right or left. And then you see how much that opens up. Then you can pretty much do anything you want with it. You can move it around where it's not going to hinder with the satellite system, the guns. You can even open that up and still have it effective as a shield. So they planned that one out right. Most of the time with shields, it's just poorly planned. And then with the rifle here, very simple design, nothing super spectacular with it. You get when the handle's folded up, then it will clip into the backside of this for storage, and you can just fold it down and put it in his hand. Easy peasy. Moving our way up to the backpack. Now this, I believe, do not hold me to it, but I believe that this is for mounting to an action base where it's actually attached up here instead of underneath, which I like that feature. So they'll slide up and down like that. You get some vents here. You get the connection points for the satellite system here, and then the connection points here for the guns. You do get a little up and down motion with that portion, and these are just on a ball joint and basically just get held in by gravity. So they do have some posability with that, but they are loose and they will probably fall out, so just be cautious of that. Next up, you actually have the satellite link or reflectors. Now when it's attached to his back, they're going to look like this. But then you fold down, click it into place, and that's what they're going to look like. I think this looks very good with the reflective material behind it. I really like it a lot. Not quite as much as I did with the X though. I think having the clear that it had, if I remember correctly, it was clear, and then the rainbow effect behind it worked a lot better. But this is really cool. It does, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but I do really like that effect, and I'm a sucker for effects. So we're just going to fold that back up. Then for the satellite cannons, you have these. It's going to slide forward when you fold it over. It's going to slide forward just like that. Now, here's one of the things, and the first time you do it, you're going to swear that you're going to break it. But you want to take, and I just take my fingertips together and pry it apart. There's a connection part, and this is where your shoulder pieces are going to connect to. Now, you can have it where it's on the shoulder and maybe shoot, you know, off to the side, something like that. A little bit different, but this connection point is where the shoulders are going to lock into it. Put it back. It's going to snap together, and it is held together very well. But like I said, I thought I was going to break it the first time. I did, because even now, every time that I do it, it's still really tight. Alright guys, so that's an overview of all the parts. When I come back, I will have this guy all up and on action stand, give you my final thoughts, and we are all built up and time to give some final thoughts. I got him in a general pose, somewhat like the cover art. The V-fin only popped off twice, which was good. Once was because I wasn't even touching anything near the head, but that's here nor there. I have to say, all in all, I really like this design. Right now I'm kind of sketchy because I have him on the crotch peg, and I never end up trusting those very much, and you can kind of see how wobbly he is on there. But giving you a back shot with the wings all expanded and everything, and the guns over, it does have a very good presence, and I really like it. This is one of those kits. It definitely needs to go on a stand. Very posable. You can put him in all kinds of different things, but he looks best with the wings exposed, or the solar panels exposed like this. Would look great all painted up with the panels both in the legs and the arms, painted up in like maybe a gold metallic or something like that, with some detailing to give them some separation. All the little bit of yellow that's on here is very good to give it a splash of color. Like I said, I put the decals on here because it was just very plain without anything. So I would definitely pick up like maybe from Samuel Decal a set of water slides for this. There's not really any special other than the ones that are on the shoulders and things like that. You know, the rest of them are just like warning decals, little circle decals and things, so nothing really special other than the GX-9901 DX decals that are on there, and the ones that say satellite system on here. I would say bang for the buck, this is well worth it. I do like that you can play around with this and with the shoulders and get those to situate how you want. You can kind of raise them and lower them. They somewhat lock into place. All in all, I would have to say this, you know, this is a definitely a good buy. You know, as long as you don't pay scalper prices, and you guys know the stores that I mean. There's no point in paying an extra $15 to $20 for a kit when you don't have to. But all in all, I have to say it's really good, and it does look good with everything all folded up. I'm not going, other reviewers have done it, and I'm not going to do it right now because I did manage to finagle and get this into a decent pose for you guys. So he's going to go up on the shelf just as is, and I need to order more freaking action bases, so because a lot of the kits I have now need them. It's either that or start hanging them from the ceiling. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in and sticking around. I will definitely have more for you guys coming up, a bunch of unboxings just to get them out of the way and off my floor, and then the reviews on those unboxings will be trickling in. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you guys all the next episode. Yeah, if you liked, and please, click the like button down there. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Everybody have a great night, and hey, it's only what, like 6 months until Christmas, something like that. Well, yeah, right. All right. I will talk to you guys all later. Everyone have a great one. Be safe, and keep modeling. Peace out.